Imagine you booked your dream cruise, like an Alaskan cruise, bags packed, ready to go, but suddenly you're denied boarding. Not because of your passport, not because of your ticket, but because of something on your criminal record from years ago. Yes, this happens more often than you think, but let's make sure it does not happen to you. Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Miriam and I am part of the team here at Canada. If you're planning a cruise, an Alaskan cruise, and if you have any type of criminal record, including a DUI, you need to watch this video. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly why Canada can stop your trip and how you can avoid being denied entry. So here's something that a lot of people do not realize, and that is most Alaskan cruises include at least one stop in Canada, and that is usually in British Columbia. Even if it's just a brief stop for a few hours, you still need to legally be allowed in Canada. If you are not legally allowed to be in Canada, you could 1. Be denied boarding entirely, 2. Removed from the cruise, or 3. Sent back to the United States mid-trip. So yes, Canada can make or break your cruise. The main reason that people get denied entry is something called criminal inadmissibility. This means that Canada considers you legally ineligible to enter the country due to a past criminal offense. Here's the part that surprises people the most. Even minor offenses can cause problems. Some examples of offenses include DUIs, DWIs, DWAIs, OWIs, reckless driving, and much more. In Canada, these types of offenses are taken very seriously and are often treated as indictable offenses for immigration purposes. So even if your offense was years ago, it can still affect your ability to enter Canada today. A big misconception is, I'm still staying on the ship and I don't need to enter Canada. This is not true. If your ship docks in Canada, you're still subject to Canadian immigration screening. And if you're found inadmissible, it can very well impact your entire trip, not just that one stop. Canada and the US share the same criminal database information. So when you arrive at the Canadian border, officers can see your entire history and assess your admissibility. So it is not something you can hide from them whatsoever. You may be asking the most important question: how do you avoid getting denied? Luckily for you, you may have various legal options available depending on your situation. The first being a temporary resident permit, also known as TRP. As mentioned in its name, a TRP is a temporary solution. It does allow you to enter Canada for a specific reason, even if you're inadmissible. However, to qualify for a TRP, you must prove that your reason for travel outweighs the risk that you pose. This is the best option if you have a short-term trip coming up or urgent travel. Your second option may be criminal rehabilitation. Criminal rehabilitation, unlike a TRP, is a permanent solution. If approved for criminal rehabilitation, then your past offense will no longer make you inadmissible to Canada. The key requirement for criminal rehabilitation is that at least 5 years must have passed since you completed your sentence. For this option, you may want to prepare 2 years in advance, as processing times for criminal rehabilitation are longer. The third option is deemed rehabilitation. In some cases, you may automatically become admissible if enough time has passed. This is usually 10 years for a single non-serious offense. However, it is important to keep in mind that this decision is not guaranteed and it is ultimately up to the officer's discretion at the border. Your last and final option is legal opinion letter. This is a letter from an immigration lawyer explaining your case to border officers. A legal opinion letter can help clarify your offense, your risk level, and why you should be allowed entry into Canada. Believe it or not, just by having this letter, it could greatly influence the border security officer's decision. Now, if you show up to the Canadian border without the correct documents, then you are taking a huge risk, because border officers make their decisions on the spot and everything is reviewed on a case-by-case basis. So just because somebody has a similar offense to you and was allowed entry into Canada, that does not necessarily mean that you will also be allowed entry into Canada. Being prepared ahead of time can save your entire vacation, as opposed to being denied and wasting both your time and money. Now let's fire through some most commonly asked questions. Can I still go on an Alaskan cruise with a DUI? Yes, you can, but only if you are prepared with the correct documentation. Will I be denied even if my offense was years ago? Possibly, as even old offenses can still make you inadmissible. Can I just stay on the ship and avoid Canada? No. If your cruise stops in Canada, then you are still subject to screening. What is the safest option? The safest option is to obviously apply in advance, either for a TRP or even better, for criminal rehabilitation. What's the biggest mistake that people make? The biggest mistake that people make is not checking their admissibility before booking their trip. With summer coming up and you have an upcoming cruise that may have a stop in Canada, or even an Alaskan cruise which guarantees at least one stop in Canada, don't wait until it's too late and contact us here at Canadian today. You can fill out the form located on our website, which I've also gone ahead and linked in the description box for you below, or if you would like to reach out to us directly, you can email us at help@canadiem.com, or you can even give us a call at 1-844-774-0700. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more immigration tips and videos such as this one. If you have any questions, concerns, or requests for future videos, drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to reply to them all. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.